Okay, you should have the test printed out in front of you, or perhaps you want to pause this and just write these words out right now with these in a column so that you can just use your paper if you don't have a printer. Now, the first thing that I like to do, because I get really bad test anxiety, is to just write out everything I know from memory before I even start the test. Just all of the paradigms, those I get so nervous when I take exams that I will make really silly mistakes sometimes. And I want to make sure that I don't do that. So I write out what I remember. Okay, so then masculine, us, oo, o, on, oi, own, ois, oos. Neuter, on, oo, o, on. Own, ois, ah. So starts and end with the same for neuter. So aletheia, on, if you remember, we can look real quickly. On is our feminine singular. Do you remember what case this is? It always ends with accusative case, which we're just going to do A. Now, the form we memorized this in was aletheia with a smooth breathing mark. Now, this means truth. The accusative form means truth as a direct object. Truth. The corresponding article is going to have that matching. So tau. Remember, they must all start with a tau. Okay. Hamartion. Now, the word that we memorized was with a rough breathing mark. Hamartia. Remember that? So this is feminine. The own is plural. You'll notice it's plural for all gender. This is always going to be plural. Own is always going to be the genitive case in plural, no matter if it's feminine, masculine, or neuter. Now this means sins, sins. And remember, genitive is our possessive. So of sins. Okay. Moving on, cardia. So of sins, and we say of the sins. Of the sins, if we have the article there, or if not, it just depends on if it makes sense or not. Cardias. Remember, this is cardia. Now, cardia, that's a feminine word. Now, cardias, see, this could be us or os. So it could be singular or plural, and it could be the genitive or the accusative. Now, if it's singular genitive, then it's going to be of the heart, singular, or it's going to be hearts as a direct object. And so context will let you know. And then the article is going to be either tes, or it's going to be tas. And so this is going to let you know, are we talking about of the heart or hearts? Euangelion. Euangelion, that is our first neuter word. It is singular. You can see on both of these is going to be either nominative or accusative, but it is both singular in either case. U with a smooth breathing mark, euangelion. It is in the lexical form already, and it is going to mean good news or gospel in either case. Either nominative or accusative, it means good news, and for both cases, the article is ton. For Semyon, this is also neuter. This is again going to be our genitive plural. The lexical form is, oh, no, not mu, new. This is, spelt it wrong there for a second. And then, since this is genitive, it's going to be of the signs. Oreinois, this is our first masculine. Ois, over here, this is plural. Is it dative? Ois.
Made it.
Oreinos.
Dos.
So dative means to or for the heavens. Heavens plural because we're working with a plural word here. Okay, so that's page 1. Okay, so I'm going to first write out what the present active paradigm is, because remember, I get so nervous that I'm going to forget it when it comes time to recognize it. Now, if I was just sitting around in my house, I wouldn't need to do this, but there is something that happens to me when I'm taking a test. I don't understand it. But yeah. Maybe one day I will be confident enough that I will not have to do this. So we know present active, present middle passive, and then we also know imperfect active. Which starts with an augment plus on s n amen ete on, and then the middle passive, which is also with an augment, omen u eto o metha estha onto. Okay, so maybe I won't have to reference that. I highly doubt it, though. I always have to reference it because I get so nervous. So you can pause this and write it down, these words, or you can just print out the page. So the mood for all of these is indicative. That's all we've learned so far. And then the tense is either going to be present or imperfect. Okay? And then it's the voice is going to be either active or middle present. Middle passive. Active, middle passive. Person is first, second, third. And number is singular or plural. Okay, so pistuosin. Pistuosin, usin. So here we have present active indicative. It is a third person plural. So since it's plural and it's third person, it's going to be they. They are doing something. What does this root of pistuo mean? It means they believe, or they are believing. They believe, they are believing. Lepete, ete. Here we have ete. Now here we have ete also, but we know this isn't imperfect because there's no augment here. So we say present active indicative. Ete is second person plural. So we know it's you plural, whatever blepe means. And do you remember? It's either you see or you are seeing. Dealer's choice. Apokrine, A. It's the only one like it. There's nothing else like this. So we know it's middle passive. So present, middle passive, indicative, second person singular. Second person singular is you, singular, just you. You are apokrino. What is apokrino? Well, since it's middle passive, it's you are receiving something, and in this case, you are being answered. Don't fall, baby. Auguste. So that theta, where do we see that? Over here and over here. So that lets us know that this is middle passive, but which is it? Is it present or imperfect? Well, this time, since there's no augment, we're going with present. So present middle passive indicative. Este is second person plural. So you plural are receiving something. What is it? Ago, that's leading. So you are being led. You're being led. Here we have our first augment. So we're going to go with imperfect. Imperfect. Onto. We're seeing this a third person plural of the middle passive. So imperfect, middle passive, indicative, third person plural. That means they. Augment means past tense. They were middle passive, being. Therapuo, so healed. They were being healed. Here we have another augment. Do you recognize it? Because this is actually the same root that we have here. But this is with an augment, middle passive here, second person plural. So see, it's almost identical as this one. The difference is present or imperfect. So you were being led. Poiete. We spent a lot of time on this. This has no augment, so we're back to present active. Ete. Indicative. Ete is second person plural, meaning you are making, or you make something. You are making something, or you make. So exis, this is with that I forget what it's called. I'll put it up here. Interlocular sigma, something like that. And it changes how it appears. So whenever there's an augment. So then we look at this. We're going to have to remember this one is special. So this is you were being held. On this page, you may want to write whatever paradigms you can think of that might be helpful, or you can just, like, I would just go back and forth between the two pages if I found that helpful. Here I'm going to write the Amy paradigm. Amy Esten Esmen. I'm not concerned about my handwriting at all because I'm the only one going to see this, right? Except for you, if you're watching this. All right, so here we have Basileus, which means king, and it's in the nominative form. So here we also have Estin, Estin meaning he is. He is. And then sounding this out is Israel, genitive. So genitive meaning of Israel. So king of Israel, he is. So you can write it like that, or you can write he is the king of Israel. King of Israel. You could write the king of Israel is, he is, comma, he is, etc. Neos is temple, Theou is God, Esmen, Esmen over here. Do you remember? We are. So we are the temple of God. Because this ends in "u," it's of. It is the genitive, possessive. Peruomai is middle passive, and so don't let that passive like confuse you. This is the form that we learned it in. We're saying I go into Jerusalem. Jerusalem. I go into Jerusalem. Or I am going into Jerusalem. Number 4. Ho de Iesus apokrinetai autos. So in English, we put our ands and buts and yets at the beginning of a sentence. So we would start with that, and then ho Iesus. Well, we don't use articles in English, so we're just going to say, but Jesus. Apokrinetai. Now, etai is he, meaning Jesus. So we're not saying, but Jesus, he answers. Say that again. So we're not saying, but Jesus, he answers them. We're going to say, but Jesus is answering or answers them. I just like answers. Answers them. They told us that this is them. That's how we know. So here we have that same thing again. But Jesus eparueto. So this is an augment here. So we're going to go with past tense went. With them. Etto, remember, that is referring to he, but we're not going to say, but Jesus, he went with them. We're going to say, but Jesus went with them. Here we have an augment of grapho, so past tense, n, he, she, it. And then if you recognize the rest of the verse, then you know that it's referring to Jesus. So he drew or wrote on the earth. Drew on the earth, on the ground. Remember? Allah, Allah, yet. Yet. Erketai, etai. That is third person. So he, she, it. Etai is he, she, it. We haven't gotten to what it is yet. Something has come. Oh, look at that right there. Aura. Okay, yet the hour. So we're talking about an it here. An hour has come. And now Estin, and now is. And now it is. The hour is here. Here we are told this means how. We have question mark at the end. So how? Hey agape. How the love of God remains. Remember that? Mene, that A is it, he, she, it, and it's the love, remains in him. I think in English we would add a how does. How does the love of God remain in him? Why? We're looking for a question mark. Why? Crene. Why judge ace? What is ace? That's you singular. So why you judge the, your, not the. So here we have an article, but we're going to replace it with your for English. Why you judge your brother. Then we'll add, why do you judge your brother? Question mark. Ace. You believe that Hote, one, he is the God. One is God. You believe that God is one. You believe that God is one. Period. Time to charge.